Hello, I want to talk to you about some things today because in some of my previous videos, during the course of whatever I'm talking about, I'll sometimes mention my issue with my foot, my heel actually. And because over the 10 plus years that I've had issues with this, and I've seen doctors, yesterday was May 2nd, and I'm on my 5th ortho doctor. So, and actually, the one before this one was not actually an ortho doctor. He was a, what is it? I'm trying to think. He's a concussion specialist, but he's at a sports, one of the sports medicine facilities. So he does a little bit of everything, I guess. So anyway, what I want to talk to you about is the fact that over the course of me seeing all these 5 doctors, I've been diagnosed with plantar fasciitis, Achilles tendonitis, and before the doctor I'm speaking of, like that I went to in April, he diagnosed me with Achilles tendinosis, which this doctor I just saw Monday said is pretty much the same thing. They just call it something different. Yeah, I don't know. But here's what I'd like to talk to you about, because I'm sure there are many of you out there who have issues with this as well. But because I have always told them I don't have pain underneath my foot, which would then, if I had an issue like that, that would qualify me as having plantar fasciitis, which I do not have. But if you hear it enough, you'll start to believe it enough. Not that I believed I had pain. I'm just saying you'll go with the flow of it. If that's what they say I have, they went to medical school. And you can't always rely on that. I don't want you to think I just fall for the okie doke and go with whatever I'm told. But sometimes you just I don't even know anymore. All I know is I want it fixed. But I haven't done anything because I don't want any unnecessary cutting or anything done to my foot without knowing I've exhausted all the resources and educated myself as much as I can on my own. So when I went to this doctor before the one I went to yesterday, I came into his office with my own knowledge, so to speak, of PRP therapy, which is platelet-rich plasma therapy. And I'll read you, if you don't already know a little bit about that. I have a little pamphlet here that I'll read off of just briefly, just so you'll have some idea of what I'm speaking of. And then I've came across the Tenex procedure. And I'm telling you, over the years, I have researched and done all kinds of things. And if you're wondering what I've been doing, I went to, let's see, with the doctors diagnosing things for me, I did get medication, which was Mobic. You can look that up too. They put me on Mobic. I've been told to do anti-inflammatories, ice, heat. I've worn a night splint on and off for years. I have all kinds of other things you can strap on your feet and all that good stuff. I went to the Ideal Feast store and they did this walk test on me to look at my pronation. So I then was introduced, this was some years ago, to orthotics, and they sold me 3 different types of orthotics. It was a bundled package. And in that package, you also got an athletic shoe, and it was a Brooks running shoe. And ever since I got introduced to those shoes, I've liked those because it's the Brooks Adrenaline, to be exact. And let me just say to you, I am not getting paid. I'm not doing any endorsements. I'm just telling you about the things that I've done along the way, this whole path to getting to where I'm trying to go. So they turned me on to putting, they had a thin orthotic, and what they told me to do with it is put Velcro on the bottom of it and also on my flip-flop. And I could still wear flip-flops with that orthotic in it. And so that's been really good too, because when I get up during the middle of the night, if you have to get up and use the restroom or something, or get up and go do something, I leave my flip-flops right next to the bed because I have these orthotics in it, and it gives me support so I'm not going foot to floor. And the only time I actually have real pain hitting the floor is when I've done something that really agitated it and got it all inflamed. But it's when I start to feel good that I run into a problem, because then I turn around and I want to get off into the things I like to do. Because I like to do exercises where you can dance and just have a lot of fun, you know, and it really isn't exercise at that point. One moment. Okay, sorry for the little interruption. But as I was saying, it really is an exercise when I'm doing stuff that I really enjoy like that, because I love music and I like to dance. So I'm like, this is good. But it's not so good because it used to be I wouldn't feel the effects until the next day. Now it's gotten to where I feel the effects almost immediately after. And if you sit for too long, it gets this stiff feeling, and it's just horrible. But and I was, you know, I had been doing water aerobics. I stopped for some years, and then I started back last year doing water aerobics, and I haven't been back because we went over into the shallow end of the pool. And once we started going to the shallow end, and I understand what she was doing with that, but for me, with my heel problems, that shallow end is like standing out on the ground doing regular aerobics. So I'm just saying all of that to tell you that it has been a long road, and I'm really excited that I've made a decision on what I want to do. But I do want to tell you about the two options that I have considered this year, and the one that I'm actually settled on after talking to the doctor yesterday. So, and I actually had settled on it with the doctor in April, but anyway, I had a change of mind with him, and I went back to the doctor's office where I had my knee surgery, because many years ago I blew my ACL out. I was playing soccer, and had an awesome night that night too. So it's kind of like it was really worth it. But I probably could have done myself a great service if I had just stopped. But instead I went and played volleyball, and when I shifted on that knee, it completely tore it. Whereas when I was doing soccer that night, I hyperextended it. And that was just the beginning of my issues with that. And so I went back to the doctor's office, and I actually thought I was going to be seeing the doctor that actually did my knee surgery. And I mean, I bounced back from that like really fast, and I was glad about that. I didn't even have to finish physical therapy. So I really had a real good comeback, and I was happy about that. And so I went back to this doctor's office because I just felt like they would probably do me well. And I also was told about this other doctor through someone in that office, that he's the guy. So, and I've been calling him Dr. J. So anyway, the two types of procedures that I was considering, one is called PRP, and that's platelet-rich plasma therapy. And let me just give you a little insight as to what that is if you don't already know, or if you haven't Googled or watched some other YouTube videos. I'm just sharing some information because if you just happen by my channel, or you're a subscriber or something, I feel like I need to share more of what's going on, and it may be something helpful. Because I'm always big on saying we all have something that we can share with each other. And you never know what you might say or what you're trying that somebody may be interested in. And I mean, every result may be different, but at least you have some kind of idea from a real person that you could kind of relate to and know what their experience was. So PRP is an innovative and non-surgical approach, I'm reading, okay, to promote healing of tendinosis by taking advantage of the body's own healing properties. PRP has been used in various other fields of medicine for more than 20 years to enhance wound healing. One of the roles of platelets is to release an abundance of growth factors to help speed up soft tissue and wound healing. With PRP therapy, they inject those concentrated platelets and healing factors directly into the site of injury to stimulate recovery of tendinopathies. So that's just a little spiel on it. So you can, like I said, you can Google, look on YouTube, you see videos of things going on. And then there is the Tenex procedure. This is the pamphlet for Tenex. I didn't show you the pamphlet for the PRP therapy because that actually is the pamphlet from the medical place the sports medicine place that I went to, and I didn't want to, get into all of that. But this is what the brochure looks like for Tenex, and Tenex actually has their own videos here on YouTube, so you can check them out just so you can see that. Okay, so what is Tenex? Let me give you a little bit of information on that, because this is used for all kinds of things: tennis elbow, plantar fasciitis, as well as Achilles issues and all that good stuff. So they use an ultrasound, and let me just read it as it is, just so you can catch it. Using ultrasound imaging technology, the same kind used to see babies in the womb, your doctor identifies the specific location of your diseased tissue. Now, the doctor from April and the doctor from yesterday both showed me the exact same area. So I feel confident in their knowledge of what they're doing with that, because that other doctor didn't even know I had a sonogram. I didn't even mention it. So it was good to know that I was looking at the exact same area. And you know where the bad tissue is because it's dark. It's really dark in that specific area. Okay, so let me finish reading this to you. So it says, let me start it over, and I'll just read it through without all the extra jargon, okay? Using ultrasound imaging technology, the same kind used to see babies in the womb, your doctor identifies the specific location of your diseased tissue. He or she then creates a micro incision and inserts the TX microtip through this tiny opening. The TX microtip uses ultrasonic energy to precisely break down and remove only your diseased tissue. It breaks down the diseased tissue without disturbing any healthy tissue. And it'll remove it because it has like this vacuum suction going on at the same time. So that's how the tissue's getting removed. It's not just breaking it down and it's sitting in there. It's breaking it all down and suction. You get the suction and it removes it all together. It says, if you go in, you can look at some videos so you can see this, because I found some videos on YouTube that Tenex provides, and then you can find random videos of people talking about it as well. But it says the Tenex Health TX procedure accelerates your pain relief, allowing you a rapid return to the things you love. Running, very brisk walks, perhaps wearing your heels again if that's what you want to do. Me personally, I will not be going back to 4 and 6 inch heels and stuff. I don't think so. The heels I have, I'll be wearing until they can't be worn anymore, because after all, I bought those shoes, and now if they were to say to me it'd be best if you don't wear heels at all, I'd be game with that. I wouldn't have a problem, because at this point I want my feet to feel great, not good, but great. Then it says the Tenex Health TX procedure uses local anesthesia only. You will not be put to sleep, and though you are awake the entire time, most people feel nothing once the area is numbed, possibly a slight pressure. Now, when I watched the videos, some people did, it sounded like they felt a slight pressure. And here's the other thing I found out. Some doctors do put you to sleep. So I got to do a little bit more research to find out what the deal is on that and why that is. So I also put a call in to that doctor today, because I asked him these questions too, because he was like, I see you've done a lot of homework, your own research and stuff. So tell me what you know about Tenex, and then I'll elaborate further or correct anything that may not be as clear as it needs to be for you. And so he did that, but he also said, if you have any other questions, feel free to give me or my MA a call, and or PA, I should say, the physician's assistant, and we'll get answers for your questions. And so I have left messages today, and I'm waiting to hear back from him on some of those questions I have. And one of them is, why is it that some doctors would still put a patient to sleep if this is a procedure that you don't have to be put to sleep for. So I'm excited right now because I have scheduled for it, and I am hoping and praying for great things. I actually feel like this is going to be great. I'm not anticipating anything to go wrong. I just feel like he's going to go in there, fix that, and I'm going to be saying to myself, why did I wait so long? So I just wanted to share that with you as the beginning of what I'm getting ready to do. I'll come back afterwards. I'm not having the procedure until June. He did advise me not to look at any more videos though, because I told him I've looked at videos, I've gone online, I've talked to people, I've called places, I've done all kinds of things. And that's what I do. I think that's important to be proactive in anything that regards you. You have a right to know what's going on. You have the right to ask questions. And by all means, you have the right to take your time before you do anything, before you bust any moves, right? So that's what I've been doing. And now after all these years, I've actually committed, and I am very happy about it. I cannot wait to feel great in my foot again. And I told him it's my left foot that I'm having the trouble with. And the right one started hurting after I went to a function, and I danced. And my foot, the right one started to hurt, but it stopped almost as fast as it started. But for 3 days, both of those heels were like killing me after that. But the left one never recovers at all like this right one. That right one had never had issues like that. So when he looked at that right one on the sonogram, he said, I see what you mean, that you haven't had any issues with it. He said, I don't see any, problems with that one. He said, I think the major problem is that you're favoring the other leg because of that foot, and you're bearing weight on it, which, I mean, I had knee surgery, so I'm very familiar with that. I will not carry on and on. I'll just say to you, I'll come back after I have the procedure and let you know that I've had it done. And I will come back after that and let you know how I'm feeling and how it worked, because he has guaranteed me I'll be 50% better at a minimum. I am looking to be 100% better after the procedure. I have high hopes. Yeah, I believe I'll be 100% better. I'm not expecting anything less than the best. All right, so there's my spiel. If anybody has some comments, something you'd like to share, if you've had the procedure and you want to give me something to look forward to and some hope, some knowledge about what you know about it, I'm wide open and ready to hear it. Okay, so anything you can tell me would be great. I appreciate it. And as always, thank you for watching. Hope you had a wonderful day. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. And I guess that's it. All right, y'all have a great one.